Hi, my name is Matt Dunnigan. Tonight I just want to talk to you very briefly about the impact of Christianity on the founding of America. We see this in three distinct ways. The first is obviously that the reason that most people came to America was to establish a colony for the express purpose of declaring it and glorifying God. The Mayflower Compact begins very plainly stating, "In the name of God, amen, we whose names are underwritten, the loyal subjects of our dread sovereign Lord King James, by the grace of God, of Great Britain, France, and Ireland, King, defender of the faith, and having undertaken for the glory of God and advancement of Christian faith, and the honor of King and country, a voyage to plant the first colony in the northern parts of Virginia." So we see very clearly that the first thing, the very first impact that Christianity is going to have is that people are going to come for and because of their faith. The next thing we see in the reasons for plantations is that they're not just going to stay in the part of the country where they plant their colony. They're going to eventually spread out throughout the entire contiguous United States. The reasons for plantation shows a foreshadowing of manifest destiny and the giving of the land to the people by God. At the very beginning, the number one reason is it will be a service to the church of great consequence to carry the gospel into those parts of the world, to help on the fullness of the coming of the Gentiles, and to raise a bulwark against the kingdom of Antichrist, which the Jesuits labor to rear up in those parts. So it's obvious that not only are they going to establish colonies in the name of God, but they're also going to spread the name of God throughout these parts. This idea of what's going to become manifest destiny will predate westward expansion, and it's going to affect the founding of states for hundreds of years. The idea of God giving the country to his followers will permeate throughout the foundation of the United States, and as you know, it has a lasting impact. The final thing, very quickly, is that we see the idea of republicanism and religious liberty being brought to the forefront of thought by Roger Williams. He started out in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and because of at least two of these ideas, the idea of republicanism and religious liberty, we see that Roger Williams is ultimately excommunicated. He's banished from the Massachusetts Bay Colony. He heads up and founds Providence, which is ultimately going to become the colony of Rhode Island. But we know later in time, in 170 something years, or maybe 150 years, we're going to see that the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights are going to have religious freedom and republicanism written all throughout them. And so we can see that Christianity as a whole group, the Puritans and the Pilgrims moving in and establishing things for the glory of God, make an impact, but also individuals. Roger Williams and his forethought to see the idea of republicanism and religious freedom are going to make a lasting impact that is still being felt today.